administration. So yesterday we have discussed about the licensing part, how to apply the license, delta merge, and save point interval. We discussed also we discussed about the logs checking and everything. So today we'll go a little bit more about the in the HANA Studio. So there you have the some tabs you can see here, some folders here, catalog. So here catalog, under the catalog we have the schemas are available, and each and every schema there are the some tables are available. Each and every so schema we have the some tables are available. You can see it here, some tables concept here, right? So then, so we have the schemas, tables, concepts are available here in this case here, right? So here you can see the tables and schemas and everything here. So suppose if you want to perform the analysis, so if you want to perform the analysis of the tables or schemas directly, means where can we see the tables data? So answer to that question, go to the catalog, schemas. Under the schema, we have the tables. We have the tables are available here. Here we can see the data. We can see the data and everything. If you open the data preview, you can see the so data here. So you can see no rows selected here. Suppose like let's say here open data preview. We have the data generated. Total 336 rows retrieved in the 209 milliseconds. So 209 milliseconds. So it's I mean 2060 milliseconds, which means now, initially, we discussed one statement. On fly, we can make the business decisions. Means we can analyze the tables, records, what is the data flow, inflow, outflow. So all those things. Suppose if this table is like a, so your credit related table, then we can see what is the inflow, or sales related table, then we can see what is the sales. So in which monthly wise sales out and everything we can estimate it in the fraction of milliseconds. We can analyze the table results and everything here, right? We can also not only see the raw data in the table level. Raw data means live data. So then we can also do the analysis. If we go to the analysis field here, then so you can just to like a graphical level also we can see the tables and data. So all those things we can see it here. Graphical level also we can see the data here. So in the x-axis that way, in the y-axis this reports. So all the information we can see it here. So which graphly you required, which graphical level you required this table, right? So vertical, horizontal. So how you want to required? Like is it the line charts? So is it line chart? So it will be displayed here. Is it the pie chart? The charts wise it will be displayed here. So now you displayed whenever any data insertion is happening in this table, what will happen immediately? The graph structure will be changed. Why? Because the records are getting inserted. The records are getting inserted here. So the structure will change here. Right? See how fastly in the fraction of seconds we are doing the analysis of the table here. Suppose if you take the other databases, so these functionalities are not exist in the other databases. We have to export the table data into the Excel sheet, go to the Excel, then open the Excel. Then in the Excel sheet, we need to use the formulas and everything. Then we can do this type of analysis. We can do that one. But here within the live analysis also we can perform it here. So we can do so we can just save it as a HTML or XML file. You can send to our manager or our higher officials who wants to do this data. We can do that one. All right. So that is what in the chart image also we can do that one here, right? By using this concept, we can use it here. So by using this concept, we can utilize this functionalities and everything. We can perform it as a in the download means you can also download it. You can also download as a one file, zip file. We can download it here, right? That will be downloaded. Means we can analyze it. We can analyze that zip file and everything. We can do the analysis of that report and everything. We can do the analysis here, right? So here live analysis, we can perform it here, live data analysis and everything. we can perform it here. So that things we can perform it in the catalog. So one table data, however you want to do the analysis, we can do that chart analysis, we can perform it. We can do the chart analysis, we can perform it here, right? The charts wise, which charts you like it, so the charts level, right? So in the radar, bubble, polar, so like in the this whatever the radar level, so then pie chart line level, so which charts you are interested, so maybe surface level, multi-surface levels, so then there are the many things are there here. Like this, we can do the analysis, the table analysis, we can perform it here. So not only any table, any records, n number of records, but we can do the analysis of the table here by using this concept here. In the table, right click and open the data preview. And so we can do the analysis of the table here. Also, we can also export the table. Suppose like if you want to export this table records and import into the other systems, we can export and we can import to the other systems as well. So same data will come into the picture here. So that is also possible. So this we can do under the schema. Schema is like a owner of the table, here. So grouping of the tables here. Schema is a owner of the table here. So all the tables are not in one place here. So the respective functionalities wise, they will group it here. So sys related schemas tables are here. System related, UI5 related tables are in this place here. UI5 related tables are here. These all are the UI5 related. UI5 means user interface. Themes, all those things are here, right? So those related details are here. Those related details are here, right? So those things we can do it here. So schema, under the schema, catalog, schemas, under the schema, we have the database tables are available. Database tables are available here under the schemas only, right? So that is the catalog options here. Then when it goes to the content is purely by modeler. Means developers will use this one. It's not our part here, not our scope of activity, developers. So here, what the developers will do, developers will create the some packages here. Developers will create the some analytical packages, attribute packages, calculation packages. They will link the one table to other table to this table, merging the two tables. That kind of development activities they will perform in the so in the content tab. It's purely developers tab. Developers will do that one. HANA developers, which means who will do the developments in the HANA system and all those things. They will create the packages, calculation views, attribute use here. So they can create it. They can do all those things here. Then once they create it, once they have created, then under this, they have created the one demo package we have created. For this demo package, we need to create the attributes view. So calculation views. So analytical privileges, one role we can create it here. The procedures, the decision about the table. So which table, what is the create the form here. So jet demo. So then, so create the form or copy the form, create the new, right? You can create the things here, open the editor. So then they will map the tables here. They will map the tables here. So they some kind of development things they will do that one here. They come kind of so development things they will perform it in the systems here. Development things they will merge it. So whatever the some developers related things they can perform in this tables here. They can perform it in everything in the table. So then they will validate it. They will activate it. So like that they will perform in the systems. They will perform it in the systems here, right? So that's the developers will perform these activities here, right? You don't need to worry about this the content tab here. Here catalog also we don't see anything, but only thing is schemas, tables, content, all the information we can see it here. Tables related data here. So tables related data we can see it here. All right. If you want to create the table, normal table creation also it's not our part. But if you want to create the table, we can also create the new table also. We can create it here. We can also create the new table, suppose like jet training table, whatever we discussed yesterday, the name field. So some fields, so then data insertion, all those things we can create that one here. So that's we can do that one, tables creations if required. So all those things we can perform it here. All the things we can perform it here. We can refresh.
Ravi, so as you said, there will be only one schema user for one system. But here, when we open the catalog, there were many schema users there. Under that schema,
It's
there are many.
one or more schema users we can create it. More schemas we can create it. That depends upon the system usage. So, but one SAP application will create only one schema. These all are the system internal schemas. You have not created this schema. System internally, it will create the schemas. So, system internally for the functionality purpose, operations perspective, it's created the schemas.
What is the main schema here?
Here we don't have any schemas. Here we don't have any application schema. Application schema is the main schema. Application schema means SAP application schema here. SAP application schema, always the schema name is like a SAP ABAP 1. That is the application schema name. So our SAP HANA DB is the schema name. So these are the main schemas in the HANA database. Suppose if you install SAP application on top of this database, then it will create a, in place of in between, maybe in between it you will get the one more schema that is called the SAP ABAP 1. That is the main schema here. These all are the system internal schemas. System internal schemas. Internal schemas means system functionality purpose to run the system. It will create the some schemas here. So under that, suppose if you want to create the table, we can also create the table like this here. We can also load into the memory, unload, perform the delta merge, export, import, deletion. So open the data preview. So open the content. So all those things, open the table definitions here. So all the information we can see it here. All those things we can see it here, right, in the catalog. So tables related any information, we can see it in the catalog here. So size of the table, what is the size of the table here, how many entries are there, what is the size on the disk here, and what is the memory consumption here. So all the information we can see it here, all the information. So we can see it in the we can see all the information, we can see it in the here in this table name, we can see it here, right? This is the information here, right? So that is the tables related details here somewhat, right? So also, yeah, this is the actually we won't touch anything. Suppose someone asks you to check the tables details and everything, perform the delta merge, export the table. That time we will go to the catalog and schema and table name, we can set it out. Suppose if you don't know that table name, then you can find the table where it is available. Suppose like you don't know, you have the hundreds of schemas are there here. Under which schema you do have the table. Then under the catalog, just to find the table name. So where this table is available, ZTRING training. Suppose like where this is available. If you type it here, then it will search it out. Then it will give you the results here where this schema is available. So this table is available in the two locations here. One is the HANA Cloud schema. Second one is the system schema. These two places. So this training one, yeah, to these two places, the Z training table is located in the two places here. One is the system schema and the HANA Cloud schema here. We can search it out where it is exist and everything. Those things we can search it out here. Here we can search it out catalog. Content is for the pure development here. Provisioning is our responsibility only here. Provisioning is our responsibility. Provisioning means so data provisioning, smart data access. Smartly, we can access the other databases data into another databases here. Without copying the data, we can smartly access the data. Which means, suppose you have the HANA, you have some other systems database are there, non-HANA database are there. Suppose example, you have the non-HANA databases like, so some other SQL server, Oracle SQL server database and Oracle database. You have the some DB2 databases data, some other HANA databases data is there. So you have the only HANA system, you have only one license to, so to maintain the HANA database, you have only one system is there. One system, HANA system is there here in the landscape. But you have the databases are there. You have the other databases also there. So this is the HANA. This is the SQL Server. This is the Oracle. This is the MaxDB, and this is the, suppose like example, DB2. You have the data. You have the data in the other databases, but other databases we cannot you cannot get all the features. So like speed with respect to the speed and speed analysis, and so in memory capabilities you won't get. So in this case, what you can do, you have only one license. So only one HANA database is there. But but if you want to use the speed functionalities here, SQL Server, you need to have the another four databases you require, but you don't have that much of budget. In that case, SAP given the one option to customer, smart data access, data provisioning, which means without copying the data here, just to create the remote connection from SQL to HANA database, from Oracle to HANA database, DB to HANA database, and MaxDB to HANA database, so that without logging to the all the database, just you can, once you done the remote connections here, just log into the HANA system. You can provision the data of the, means you can grab the data of all other databases into the one HANA database. You can grab it. So this functionality is required. Who required this functionality? Who will get benefit? So developers are required. Why? Because developers, they will do the, so development, like they will merge the two database tables into the one table. So they will do this kind of things in the database level. So developers work is development related activities, merging the two schemas, merging the two tables into the two database schema, merging the two table data into one table. They will merge it for the analysis purpose, reporting purposes, right? So that time, so they need to log into the DB2, they need to log into the Oracle. Instead of logging to the all databases, just simply straightforward, they can log into the HANA database. They can grab the all the databases data by using data provisioning concept. Here, what we have to do, first we have to do the integrations. Here we have to create the data provisioning concept. Here we have to create the integration, which means we need to create the remote sources. We need to create the remote sources here. Create the new remote source here, right? You can create the new remote source here. So, which means suppose new remote source means, suppose SQL to HANA. For example, let's see. Here you need to select the which database, SQL Server, DB2, Hadoop, Spark, which databases you want to, Teradata, HANA to HANA. The things about like SQL Server, but we don't have any SQL. But for here, you need to have some configuration is required here on the sources. So whichever database sources in the Linux level, you need to install the some binaries, or you can inform, you can check with your Linux team. They can install the some libraries and some packages they will install it. So suppose it is the Oracle, then you can use the Oracle related things. You can use it here. If it is the HANA database, then HANA to HANA, then that is also possible here, HANA to HANA, right? So then you can provide the server details here, SAP, so Linux 1, or SAP Linux 1, or KPS4 HANA 1. There is a one more Linux box. What is the port number here? 3 instance number. So 15. The instance number 13 is the port number here. That what is the user ID here? System. What is the password here? Then you can do the, you can set the password also here. Then you can provide the all the details here. HANA to HANA. So HANA to HANA, one HANA databases to HANA databases. I am creating the connection here. So if the target HANA database is active, then we can get the database here. Cannot reserve the host name. Why? Because this database is not exist, or this host name is cannot able to resolve it here, right? So suppose if I give SAP Linux 1, in the HANA Linux 1 only, we have the other databases are there, 302, 13 or 15, then So connection refused here. So something like port number is wrong, I guess. So 3, so 0 to 15. Yeah, remote connection created, connection is established. Actually, 3 instance number 15. That is the HANA database. So you created the connection here, right? You created the connection here. So HANA to HANA. One HANA database to another HANA database, you created the connection here, right? HANA to HANA, you created the connection. Suppose not only HANA to HANA, I want to create the connection to the some other database also, some other database also. Then in this case, you can also create the other databases connection also, you can create it here. The main thing is here, the operating system level, some packages we have to install it. So let me check here, we have the HANA database. I want to check whether this database, any data, any any DB up and running or not. That's what I want to check. Yes, F1, EF, grep, hyphen, HDB. So nothing is up and running. Then how this can connect it, right? It won't connect it. So that is fine. So like that, like that, you can also Sybase, Teradata, IQ, HANA, Hadoop, Oracle. So like whatever the data, wherever you require the data, you can connect it. You can connect it. The data you can connect it here. You can use that one. You can connect it. All those things you can connect it here. Spark, Vara, Reserve. So all those things you can connect it here, right? So once you connect it, that will establish the remote connection. Like this, it will display the remote connections here. Like this, it will display the remote connections here, right? Like this, it will display the remote connections here, all right? So then from here, you can grab the data. From here, you can grab the data, right? So you created the connection. So you created the connection to suppose like this is database. Then the connection is established. Then expand this connection, expand this database. Then whatever you want to access here, what you want to access here, right? Suppose like in this database, that is that database, the target database details data here. So we can create the right click and create as a virtual table here. HANA to HANA Z training table, we can create it here. Then you created a virtual table here, virtual table, which means virtual table concept means without copying the data, we can perform the configuration. Without copying the data, you can access the data from the other data sources. You can access the data from the other data sources here without copying the data. That one we can perform it here. That one we can perform it here, right? So without copying the data, that we can perform it. So in this way, what we can do, virtual table is created here. So which means, so the training table only, which we created the connection here, but here you see, they are the two tables here. One is the Z training, second one is the HANA to HANA Z training. So you can access the data. So without copying the data, you can access the data of other system, other table data, you can access it. Live access, you can do that one. So that's why virtual table, that the icon is different here. This was the virtual table, which means without copying the data, just we can just to access the data from using this remote source. Using this pipe, you can access it here. That's why data provisioning concept. The other data provisioning concept is like we can create the remote connection to the target, then you can access that data. You can create the remote connection. You can just access that data. Why? Because accessing the data is required for developers. So they will take care of only connection creation duty is ours. Then they will do the concatenations, something two tables merging, two schemas merging, some edits. Those things they will perform it. Those things they will perform it in the systems here. Those things they will perform it. We can monitor it here. If you go to the Smart Data Access Admin console, we can monitor what is the query it is executing here, how much execution time. So all the things here, connection monitoring here, you can see connection is connected. Okay. Now we connected. This is connected here. The what is the system parameter? So that's we can see it here. All the data, everything we can see it here, right? That's one. We can access it here. So this is the way we can.
Sir, means under provisioning we can map the other database, and under the catalog tab itself only we need to check the table content. Is my
Yes,
understanding is correct?
right. So here
Okay.
connection creation, we can do that one. And table also we can create as a virtual table, we can create it, not the real table, virtual table. So virtual table, we can create it here. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Yes, your understanding is correct. So which means, so without copying, so you don't need to create the table. Just to, first of all, create the remote source. Means pipe connection, you can create it. Remote source like a pipe connection from one water tank to another water tank. Then once the pipe connection is done, then you can map that pipe as a virtual table. So that is available in one of the schema. Which schema you are mapping? So under the schema only we will map the tables. So then you can access the table data. You can access it. That's possible. You can access the table data. You can access it from here.
Okay, once connection is established, means we have added it in the provisioning tab, then we have to map it as a virtual table. Then
Virtual
only it
table.
will get reflect in the catalog with a different symbol.
Yeah, with a different symbol, you can access it here
Okay.
instead of always going to the here and searching it with
Uh-huh.
schema and everything. So just once you right click and map it, so which schema you have mapped your table means in which schema you have placed this one. So then go to that schema. Okay, here you have mapped. Just right click and you can access the data, which means the data which is displaying here directly coming from the other database, HANA database to here, directly it is displaying here itself.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Which means simply say I can say like I'm sharing the your computers. What I can put in this way like yeah, remote sharing. You can share your computer to me, then I can share it. I can access it, right? I can access the data and everything. Remote access. The remote access. So same as like first of all, I have to establish the connection. Then I can open the data in your system. I can view it. Data I can view it. If you want, I can also copy the data. Same as like the remote sharing. This kind of a remote sharing. That's why remote connection. This concept is called the data provisioning concept. So not only HANA, other databases also, you can see lots are there here. So many things are there, but only thing is the respective drivers we have to install at operating system level. Suppose example, one of the, suppose example, what I can do, let's take in other host, one more HANA, we have all HANA databases only. Let's start this HANA database. Let's see what will happen. HDB ADM, HDB start. So then just testing this one, whether it works or not, I'm not sure, but let's test. We have one more host. What I have to maintain here in the etc host. Not, a lot of things are there here. 192.168.0 dot APS4 HANA. And this is the one more Linux server. Just I am establishing the connectivity from in this Linux server to another Linux server. So let's see. So what is this IP? KP S4 HANA IP. Command prompt ping KP S4 HANA 103. The connection is 103. So in the etc host file, normally if we want to establish the connectivity test and everything, in the etc host file, we need to do the, so we need to add that host name and that IP details. Then only the connection is possible. Now see, the connection is possible now. So it is starting mode. So let's see once it is started, what I am doing. So now as of now, in the same S4 HANA Linux one only, we have other databases. But now we are another host. It's entirely different host this is. So this is a S4 HANA host. S4 HANA 2 in this HANA database. ECQ S4 HANA 2 ECQ data I want. Then I can select the what is that? Where is the HANA? Oh, I forgot HANA database here. So KPS4 HANA, port number 3, instance number 15, then technical user system or SAP ABAP 1, any user. So it's ABAP system, SAP ABAP 1 system is there. Then you can check whether it is started. Yes, it is started. Then we can establish the connection. But it will fail definitely. Yeah, authentication fail. But what is the password? Authentication failed. Why username is different symbol here? Okay. System. Yeah, connection is established. So there may be a password wrong. So which means this is entirely different host. KPS4, different host, different database. This is differently. So what I am doing here, there are the, so these many things are there in the database. That is the S4 HANA host. Not simple, like not that simple host. That is the S4 HANA host. So here, what I am trying to access S4 HANA host here. That is the S4 HANA host. So let me create one more connection. S4 HANA to ECQ 1. Just one more connection I am creating for testing purpose. KPS4 HANA. Okay, port number 3, instance number 50. Technical user SAP ABAP 1. SAP ABAP 1. Is it ABAP 1 or SAP HANA DB? I forgot that schema name, the target schema name. S4 HANA schema name, SAP HANA DB, yes. Then HANA cockpit or HANA DB? Let's see. Okay, okay, something is created. That's fine. So let's go to the tables here. Schema, these all are the schemas here. You can see schema, DBA cockpit. In the DBA cockpit, you have all the S4 HANA related data is available, all the tables. So all S4 HANA application related tables are available here. So that's why it's taking very longer time. Or because here lakhs of tables are available in this DBA schema. This is the S4 HANA. So you are accessing all the data from the S4 HANA system, which is in the KP S4 HANA system. S4 HANA system 2023, their data you are accessing from here. Their data you are accessing from here. You are accessing from here, DBA cockpit. So those data you are accessing here, right? So that's why you can see all the data is different here. Workloads and everything is different here. So those data you are trying to access from here. SAP HANA DB. This is the one. Let me see here. We have any tables here. Which means, so I don't want to give access to the direct access to the my that SAP system, that S4HANA system. So developers require the data. Then they have already access to the my ECQ database. Then I can establish the remote connection. I can establish the, see here, lot of data is there here. See, lot of tables, n number of tables are there. So n number of S4HANA tables are there here, right? N number of S4HANA tables here. Instead of see lot of tables here, what I can do, I can right click. So you can access. So still lot of tables here. You can access. Let's see any data available. So right click and add the virtual table. One of the table you are adding as a virtual table here, right? Which schema? System schema only. Under the system schema only, you are entering this table. So now we don't require this connection here, right? It's created as a virtual table. You no need to go. So now developer, once we done it here, now developer log into the system. So developers will log into the system, your ECK system. Then here you have the tables. Here you have the tables here. Let's refresh. Here you have the tables. So what they can do, they can view that database table data. They can view it. They can view the data here. See, this is the one. This is the one you created now, right? Right click and they can just view the tables data, but there are no rows here, right? So there are no data in the table. So what they can do, they can go to what they can do, they can go to the content, then they can go to the content tab, then they will merge these packages, so something like that development activities they will perform. So they will merge these two tables into this table data, they will access it here, they will merge it for reporting purpose. We have the reporting tools, Power BI, SAC, AI tools. Those tools are some of the reporting tools are there. It's required the reporting, like how much data spent, how much amount sent, how much data coming, incoming, outgoing, sales. Those are reporting purpose we required. So reporting purpose, we need to merge two, three tables, we have to merge it. So that connection, they will, that time, they will ask us to create the remote connections. Then we will create the remote connections here. So without accessing, they don't need to access that data. They can directly come to here. They can access. They can come. They can see this data. We can see it here, right? So we can see the data S4 and 2 ECQ1 the data. They can access it. The connections are available or not. So this is also one of the future data provisioning future SAP in the HANA database. It is available. So which means it's not only HANA to HANA. HANA to different, HANA to any other databases, we can provision the data. That's the concept SAP introduced it here. Only thing is, so you need to have that database is up and running, the target database. Then we can provision that data. Okay, that is the data provisioning concept, which means once the connection is created, then what is the nothing, once the pipe is connected, then we can directly just pull the water from that data, that tank you can directly pull the water from that database tank. You can directly pull the water. You no need to so do all those things. Directly you can pull the data. We can see the data reporting purpose it's required. We can pull the data, right? That's the type of things we can do in the data provisioning concept. Okay, that is the data provisioning concept. We can do it. So the next thing is like a security tab. So before security, it will take time. Then, and let me check. Here, right click on the HANA database. Here we have the HANA cockpit is not there. Life cycle management. Here we have the life cycle management tools are there here. So this will be used by the your developers only. So application lifecycle management tools, here they will perform the application. So the lifecycle management tools are so two types here: application lifecycle management, platform lifecycle management. Application lifecycle management by the your developers will access this one. Application development perspective, they will use this application lifecycle management for the development perspective. Means component update, so plugins, add-ons, if anything you want to they want to do it, they can use this one. Application lifecycle management platform, so is for us, just for the component update, some development really, not the development, any administration related activities, so we can perform it here. Administration related activities we can perform it using this one.
Sir, means from this platform management tool, can we do kind of revision upgrade something?
Yes, we can perform it here by using this.
Okay. Which approach is the best one?
Normally, we won't use this one. We use the OS level tools to update the components and everything. So normally we
Okay.
will use the OS level tools. So normally we won't use these tools.
Is there any drawback?
Means it's a browser based, right? You require the some
Mhm.
authorizations and everything. It always looks that authorizations and everything. So, but it's a very wrong credentials. This is also fine. Actually, we can use it. No. I'm using wrong password. Yeah. See, this type of drawbacks you will get. 403 forbidden, some authorizations are missing, some security roles are missing, something like that. Instead of that, instead of that, we have the resident HDB LCM tools are there at operating system level. Using that one, so we can do that one. So here we have the options, but we won't use these options. So only database level, we won't use any development activities here. So application level, use the application development above team, they will use it. Database level, less scope. So just for development related activities, if any customer they want to do the any developments, some kind of things, they can use the application lifecycle management tools. They can use it for the developers. Platform is for the us to update the components. So whatever you mentioned, like version upgrades, those things we can update it here. We can check it out here using these components here. So here system.
Sir, OS level tools means HDBL tool only, right, sir, for upgrade?
Yes. Normally we will use that one only. I will
Okay.
coming to that part only. This is the issues. It won't accept. That's why we want to use these things here. Normally we will use. This is a backup and recovery. This is a security tab. That is fine. Suppose if you want to write any queries, SQL queries, the SQL prompt, we can open it here to write the queries and everything. We will use this one, SQL prompt, SQL queries. So select star from something like that. So we will use the schema like sys system dot, so jet training. So then jet training, then execute, the data is displayed, right? So like that, if you want to write anything here, so we can execute the queries here. We can execute the queries, we can use it here. Suppose like HANA cloud, there is a schema. In that schema, there is a training table is there. So you can correct TRAINING. That's fine. NIANING. Yeah, that is correct, right? Yeah, okay. Displayed, data displayed. So some kind of SQL queries, if you want to write it, we can use this SQL queries. HANA modeler. So as I mentioned here, the content tab, they will use the modeling related things and everything here. So add the system with a different user, remove log off, login properties, that is fine. So in the OS level, we have the resident HDB LCM. So resident HDB LCM actually operating system level. So we have the one HDB LCM, that is called the HDB LCM tools we will use for the installations, upgrades, uninstallations. Those things we will use it here. But operating system level, once the installation is done, you will get the resident HDB LCM under the /HANA shared slash SID slash, under that you will get the some HDB LCM tool, you will get it out, HDB LCM folder. Under that you will get the resident HDB LCM. You no need to download any software. Using this resident HDB LCM, so we can perform the some HANA post installation activities. Like you want to register this system into the SLD, you want to update the components, you want to rename the component, you want to uninstall the HANA system, you want to unregister the system, you want to rename, you want to remove, you want to add the host, configure the SLD, you want to update the component, another database system, you want to update the components here, right? So then update the host. So this kind of functionalities we have to do it with the resident HDB LCM, right? So normal HDB LCM, which will come as part of the installation. When you are doing the installation, when you download the database software, when you extract the DB software, inside of the DB software, you have the HDB LCM tools are there. That is the normal HDB LCM for the installation purpose, uninstallation purpose, upgrade purpose. But once the installation is done, in the OS level, you will get the resident HDB LCM, which means resident means residence. After installation, it is resident residing in HANA database, resident HDB LCM for the post installation activities like SLD, uninstallation, update also we can do it, then unregister, update, remove, rename, SLD, network creation, all those things we can do it here. All those things we can perform it here. Suppose you want to rename the system. Sir, unfortunately I have given the ECQ. I want to rename it to the different SID. Then you can do the rename also here. So just click on the SID. So what is the HANA host name? So what is the usage you want to do, rename it here. So then we can perform the all the things. We can go with the all the things here. Then we can perform it here. Network address, enter the password of the SID ADM user here. So network configuration. Then 10 I selected. 10 or what? 10 only. Rename the HANA system. So this is the network. So it's configuring the internal network address. It is copying here. It's configuring here, right? So those things like that we can select out. What is the target SID? You want to ECQ, or you want to target SID is like a HDB, right? Which means your source is the ECQ. You are renaming to the HDB, right? So that is proper renaming means again you want to do the uninstall again install. If you uninstall it, data gone. But we can rename it by using this concept. We can rename it here, right? That is also possible here, right? That's one we can perform it in the systems. So this kind of post alteration activities, we can do it by using this resident HDB LCM, right? These are the things. So this is one of the compulsory question they may ask you sometime. What is the use of the resident HDB LCM, or what is the path of the resident HDB LCM, or they may ask you like what is the difference between the HDB LCM or resident HDB LCM. Normal HDB LCM we will use for the installation of the HANA databases, which will come as part of the HANA database software. But resident HDB LCM, you no need to download it. It will become as part of the installation. After the installation, resident HDB will come. Then you can update your components. You can remove, we can rename, we can SLD, some 2 or 3 or 5 test cases, whatever it is doing, whatever we have here, you can remember. So that's it. You no need to tell hundreds of things here. right? Just to rename, uninstall, update, SLD registrations, all those things we can check it out here, right? Those things we can perform using this resident HTTP LCM.
Ravi, what type of components will be in the database? Like similar to the application level HTTP?
Add-ons, yeah. Additional component means only DB software and a client. If you want to install additional add-ons or plugins, so we can install it. We can install those add-ons, or after installation you want to update it, we can also update that one.
Where
So
do we can check these components in the studio level?
studio level, we can check it out here. If it is installed, you will get the information like it is installed, something like that. You will get the
These installations we perform separately, sir. Like,
separate
and
installation.
we discuss separately.
If any requirement we have to install the additional add-ons, that additional add-ons and plugins that we can install as part of the HANA DB, or separately also we can install it. But it's not mandatory. Only HANA DB software is the mandatory, remaining all are the optional. Suppose as per your business requirement, you have installed the additional components, you have installed it here. Additional components you have installed. So you want to update, but because when you are doing the HANA upgrade, HANA components also you have to do the upgrade. So that time you need to update this additional component also. Suppose example you see, so we have the one database S4HANA database that time. So we have the AFL, APL add-ons or plugins are installed plugins, right? See here we don't have installed plugins. Here we have the installed plugins. But because there we have installed it. There we have installed the AFL. So for S4HANA is required the AFL. That's why we have installed it. But this we don't require. So it depends upon the business, depends upon the use case, we can install it. But here we will also do the one component installation and update also we will perform it. Don't worry. Tomorrow we'll do the how to install the additional components. Okay. And how to do the ANA upgrade. These things we'll do it tomorrow. Okay. See today system is quite very green. There might be yesterday we done the OS upgrade, right? OS package, that may be the reason. Okay, so that's it guys for today. So